Alright, so I figure I'd throw this video up, talk about the process of getting my license to carry a firearm. That's what they call it in Pennsylvania. Um, I live in a county which I'm about probably 15-20 minutes from the city, which is a little bit different if you live in the city to get a carry permit. I don't want to say, well, it seems a little bit more difficult getting it in the city, and I'll talk about that in a video because I have friends that went through the process. I mean, they did get their permit, but there were just a couple more steps. Pennsylvania, if you don't know, is a shall issue state. So if you don't have a criminal record, you're mentally stable, and everything checks out, they have to give it to you. So as I said before, I live in a county, so which means you go through the sheriff's department at the courthouse. And I got this paper, the form. You can either pick it up there, or nowadays you can print them offline and fill it out. And it costs $20 to get it. I don't know what the price is in the city, but for me it was $20. That might be a flat fee around Pennsylvania. I'm not sure, but anyway. So it costs $20. They say it takes between, well, you'll have your carry permit if you get approved, a maximum of 40 business days. That's not including weekends. And that was about how long it took me to get mine, because I applied for it when the whole gun laws, they were trying to push the gun laws through after the mass shootings that happened a few months prior, back around, I want to say I got mine. I went and applied for it in April, so it was like right after they were trying to do the gun laws and everything. So it was kind of hectic, and more people were going to apply for theirs, so they were kind of backed up. So it took just around a month and a week. So I didn't really. That's including weekends. So it took just over a month to get it in the mail. And what they do is they mail you a form that says you're approved, and they go print out the card there, basically. But I just want to show you what's on the form. If you've never seen one of these before, it's very similar to the form that you fill out to go purchase a firearm from a gun shop. You have your basic 12 questions here. And if you've never seen this before, as always, you do want to read through these thoroughly, because the verbiage and the wording, you might get confused and you don't want to answer a question wrong by accident that could possibly cause you to get denied. It's just the general stuff about are you a drug user? Do you have any mental health issues? Dishonorable discharge? Character and reputation? Do you act in a dangerous manner, and so on? And then up here is just your basic information, your name, address, and they do ask for your social security number. That is an optional. That's not required, but I did put mine down, and I think that has to do with the background check, because obviously there are more, if you have a common last name, John Smith and so on. I don't know if that would delay it of some sort, but I'm giving it to a government office, so I'm gonna obviously think they're not going to steal my information, and they didn't. But anyway, they also ask for your employer. Now, at the time, I was between jobs, so I wasn't employed. So all I wrote in that box was unemployed. Now, if you are employed, I don't believe that's required. I'm not sure. But in my own opinion, if I was employed at the time, I would have still put unemployed, because I know workplaces have their own rules about carrying a gun on the premises, and I think that's up to you to respect that, because you could possibly lose your job. But also, with this, I don't think it'd be right to have the sheriff or police call your manager, boss, whatever, and say that so-and-so is applying for a gun permit, because you don't know what their political views are, and you don't know how they would take that, whether that would affect you in a negative way at work, where it would cause you problems just from that phone call. So, yeah, I put down unemployed because I was between jobs, but even if I was working, I would still do that. So anyway, that's just my opinion, and it's up to you how you fill this application out. But anyway, moving on. It also asks what your reasons are for carry while you're applying for this. I check self-defense, as PA is a shall issue state, and there was no issues with that. They approved it, obviously, and they didn't question that at all. And then they also asked for 2 references. Now, these are going to be character references. They're going to call them, and I'm going to assume they're going to ask, is John Smith a drug addict? Does John Smith have a temper that flies off the handle, and so on? Is he a heavy drinker? And just stuff like that, basic stuff like that. I don't know if I mentioned this, but they can't be family members. One thing I thought was, how do they know if they, obviously I think they would ask the person if you're related, but how do they know if you put down a cousin with a different last name that they'd be a family member? But anyway, no family members. And the people that you put down here, I did it with my people that I put down. I would just give them a heads up, saying that you're going to be getting a phone call from so-and-so about a carry permit I'm applying. And just so they'll answer the phone, and that, because I know nowadays people won't answer their cell phones, they'll let it go to voicemail. And with this, I mean, sheriff and police offices are open to a limited time, so you want them to answer the phone and just be aware that they're going to get a call from a number they might not recognize. Just a tip. And then down here in the final box, I already went over the basic general questions. This you sign in front of the clerk at the sheriff's office or police station, I believe. Well, at the sheriff's office, you sign it in front of them, and then you put the date that you are applying, that you drop this off with your $20. They also, that $20 also includes the photograph for it. I'm not sure if other states you have to get like passport pictures and bring them there, or you have to pay extra for the photos. But where I live in Pennsylvania, $20 covers the background check, the paperwork, the picture, the card, everything. It's all included. And now, as I said, it varies differently in the city with, I think there was the person, one of my friends that has theirs, they actually do an interview process where they'll bring you into a room, and I guess the person that's in charge of gun permits for the police department, because that's where you go for in the city, they'll do an interview process just to, I guess, get a character reference of you, see how you are when they're asking the questions, and so on. And also in the city, they require fingerprints. I'm not sure why. I know that other places do too. In New York, if you have them, which is very hard, but people do have carry permits in New York. It costs a lot of money to get one, thousands of dollars in paperwork. But they require fingerprints too. I'm not sure if other places do. Where I applied in the county, they didn't require fingerprints. So yeah, just basic information to getting your carry permit. If you're thinking about doing it, do it, and remember,